Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to Lovington, New Mexico. It is time for the 2023 NMAA 4A Football Quarterfinals. With Dawn Morgan Fieldside, I'm TJ Miracle, Evie Stuber in studio engineering, Evie Stuber in studio engineering and producing. It's already been a long afternoon. Oh, goodness. But welcome to Lovington as we get ready for this matchup between the Lovington Wildcats and the Sun Devils of Espanola Valley. So here and ready to go for this quarterfinal matchup. The winner will, of course, move on to the semis next week, taking on the winner of Silver and Aztec. That game also getting ready to get underway from Silver City. So for the visiting Sun Blazers of Espanola Valley, they come into this contest at 8-3 overall. They were a perfect 3-0 in district, and they are the number 7 seeded team in this NMAA football seedings and pairings. So Lovington getting the bye last week. Espanola Valley not so fortunate. They had a game last weekend against St. Pius X, and they took care of St. Pius in that opening round matchup for them, 31-7. So it's been kind of one of those years. Espanola Valley and Lovington, each with 3 losses in the regular season. For Espanola Valley, their losses coming to Los Alamos, who's playing Artesia in the 5A playoffs right now over in Artesia. Then they lost to Lovington's district mate, Bernalillo, 26-18, second week of the season. And then West Las Vegas, a perennial 3A powerhouse, they fell to them 48-11. After that, though, they really haven't had just a whole lot of trouble. They beat Escalante 21-14 the third week of the season. They easily handled Gallup, a mercy rule contest there, 58-0. They beat up on Santa Fe that was Santa Fe Indian School. They beat them 59-6. A little bit more trouble against Kirtland Central, 54-30 in that one. They went to Taos and dropped the Tigers 38-25 before they handily took care of both Moriarty and also Powake Valley, 50-0 run rules, if you can call it that, mercy rule games here to close out their district season. So just looking quickly at the stats when we were getting ready for this one, Dawn Morgan, Espanola Valley is not a team that is going to throw it a lot. They average about 10 throws a game. Their bread and butter is really keeping it on the ground and running it right up your gut. As Coach G likes to call it, it is a fight in a phone booth.
Right, and Lovington has been challenged by stopping the run sometimes this season, so that's something that I'm sure that they've been preparing for all week. I mean, they see the same information that you do. They know about these teams. They see game film that we don't. So I'm sure they're prepared. They're going to face this afternoon, and they've also had an afternoon game already this year to kind of prepare them for the different rhythm, the sun, the conditions. I mean, it's just a different atmosphere, an afternoon, true daytime, a game as opposed to an evening game under the lights here. And so I think they've had 2 weeks off, and they've had time to completely get healthy. Hopefully, everybody to really prepare for this team as they have known this last week, who they were going to play, and to get ready for it this afternoon. And they're certainly capable of winning if they come out. And I'm sure we're about to talk about some of the reasons, some of the things they're going to need to do in order to establish dominance and to end up with the W at the end of this afternoon.
Well, and you talk about establishing dominance, and you are absolutely right. And it's all going to really revolve around a couple of things. Defense is stopping the run. That's something Lovington has had a little trouble with. They've been much better at it this year. They've really done a very good job adjusting things. Too many times in the past, and I think Coach G would agree with me on this, they were over-aggressive, especially on the runs, and that led to the big plays. It's each individual player on the defense doing their job, filling their gaps, staying with their man. When they do that, they've really had a pretty good average against the run. Occasionally, though, sometimes somebody will break a big one, and that's something they've got to look out for. On the defensive side, too, Lovington has really dominated in the turnover game this year. The defense has done a fantastic job. I want to say they're +9 or +10 in the turnover category. They've forced a lot more than they've had. 6 turnovers in the game against Portales. You don't see Portales turn the ball over almost at all, but Lovington's defense forcing those big turnovers, and I think that might be one of the keys to this game this afternoon is who's going to win the turnover battle. For your Wildcats on offense, Wyatt Gomez leads the way, of course, pulling the trigger at the quarterback position. Had a rather pedestrian game for him during that game against Portales as he goes 17 of 27, 234 yards. He did have 2 touchdown passes in that ball game and 1 interception thrown. So if they can get Wyatt untracked early, I think that will bode well for the Wildcats here today. Of course, Cesar Gonzalez, Elijah Rivero, and DeMarcus Thompson have really stepped up big in the receiving game. In that game against Portales a couple of weeks ago, Cesar led the way, 9 catches for 99 yards. He seemed to be pretty much everywhere, especially when Lovington needed the big play. Rivero only had 2 catches, but they were both biggies. They kept drives alive, and one of them he broke free for a 66-yard touchdown. And then DeMarcus Thompson, who had a quiet game against Portales as the leading receiver, he's got over 100 yards per game receiving for the Wildcat on the offensive side of things. On the ground, we also know Coach Gonzalez is going to want to establish the run, and he's really kind of had the thunder and lightning effect since he got Alec Olguin back. Cameron Ochoa is really the thunder in that. He's the big bruising power back. He led the way against Portales, 16 carries for 117 yards, and he had a touchdown. Alec Olguin, a much quicker back and also more of a threat out of the backfield. Alec was a little bit limited against Portales, just 6 carries for 28 yards, but one of them was a touchdown. And something else we saw, Dawn, in that Portales game, they ran it out of a modified Wildcat formation with DeMarcus Thompson actually taking the snaps out of the backfield. DeMarcus carried 9 times for 72 yards. It just adds a little bit more of a dimension to the Wildcat ground game because Wyatt Gomez, unless he is forced to run, he's not leaving the pocket.
Yeah, and I like that. I mean, Lovington has such versatility. They have great athletes, again, who are versatile, and they're making the most of that. They're looking and seeing what are our strengths, what can athletes do well, and how can we capitalize on that, make the most. And they have come up with some plays that do just that, and that mix things up, and that keep the other team guessing and take them by surprise a lot of times. I think that's excellent. DeMarcus is just a well-rounded athlete. He can also throw the ball pretty well. So it's I think it just brings in more aspects to the Lovington offense, and gives them some rest on the defense side of things too. They have so many two-way players, and DeMarcus is certainly part of that, but he's not the only one. They've got a team full of talented guys who are conditioned well, and they're accustomed to doing the two-way thing, and coach has been substituting players in every couple of plays a lot of times on that offensive and defensive line to try to keep fresh legs in there. And just Lovington has learned a lot throughout this season, gotten a lot tougher, stronger. I've called them a scrappy team, and that's a compliment actually, because they're a solid team, but they can just come up sometimes when you think they're down and out, when you don't think they've got it left in them, and they can just make it happen. And they're going to have to bring everything, be firing on all of their offensive cylinders, their defensive cylinders, and their special team especially. They're just going to have to bring it all today and not take Espanola too lightly, because Espanola has some scrappiness in themselves, and they're going to be here to play and to try to play spoiler and to knock Lovington out of things and move on themselves. And Lovington, well, they're just going to need to come in and do what they do. I think you said establish things early and get some points on the board and make sure that their defense is working as hard and as effectively as they have this season, and try to just roll through it and get that W.
Well, I think you're absolutely right. You bring up special teams, and I'm glad you did. I actually forgot about that as we were talking about things here in the Stone Oilfield Services pregame show. We talked about stopping the run. Well, during the district season, special teams was really what cost them in each one of those games against Bernalillo, Albuquerque Academy, and Portales. It was big special teams plays for the opponent that kept those games close, and I know that's something that Coach Gonzalez and his staff, I'm sure, have worked a whole lot on this last couple of weeks to try and fix those problems, to keep those big gains on special teams from happening.
Another thing that Coach G and the staff have challenged the players with all season long, but especially as each of these games has gotten more difficult and more difficult and more difficult against, team playoffs and the end of the season for district. Physicality. Come in and just leave everything on the field. Physicality. Don't shy away from using your body and just, playing as hard as you can. Step into danger and into the fray and getting the job done where it takes. And that's certainly something I'm sure that they've talked to the team about before this game as well.
Well, I'm sure it is. As the Wildcats come out onto the field, I will apologize in advance for the camera work here early. Brad Henderson getting called out on his real job earlier this morning. He hopefully will be here in a little while, so I'll be running the camera for HobbsAmerica.com and the Lovington Sports YouTube channel up in the booth as the Wildcats break out onto the field. Of course, on this Veterans Day Saturday, carrying the flags of our armed services and also the POW MIA flag. Lovington does a lot of times comes out and honors our veterans and our military, and we appreciate them for that. The Sun Devils won the toss, and so Lovington will receive the opening kickoff. So the offense will be out first. Lovington will be in the home blue unis with the white pants, white letters and numbers, the white hats with cats and blue script on the side. For the visiting Sun Devils of Espanola Valley, they are in the road white tops with the red pants, the red letters and numbers, and the black helmets with the interlocking EV on the side. And we'd like to welcome in our friends in northern New Mexico listening on AM 950 KDCE, Espanola, Santa Fe, Los Alamos, and Taos. And, of course, right here on Z94 KZOR, Hobbs Lovington, the Z94 KZOR app on HobbsAmerica.com and on the Lovington Sports YouTube channel. The video today is provided under a grant by the New Mexico Activities Association, and those rights purchased by KZOR Sports and Walmart Digital Solutions. As the teams head to the sidelines for the playing of the national anthem, we'll wrap up your Stonewall Field Services pregame show. Come back and kick this one off. It's the Wildcats and the Sun Devils from Lovington here on Z94 KZOR and KDCE. Back in 3 minutes. Back here at Wildcat Stadium, 61 degrees as we kick things off. It is time for the 4A NMAA quarterfinals from Lovington, New Mexico, as Espanola Valley will kick it off. It is a low line drive. It'll be picked up at the 10 by one of the Wildcats. Bringing it across the 15 to the 20, 25 of the seam, to the 30, 35 to the 40. He is on the road to the 50, cutting it back to the 40, to the 30, coming to the near sideline, to the 25, to the 20, as Gutierrez takes it down to the 15-yard line, and the Lovington Wildcats get the big special teams play early. Andres Valenzuela, the kicker, having to chase down Gutierrez as Jaden breaks one big, and Lovington in business early on, Morgan.
Oh, yeah. That's how you do it. We were talking about special teams, their importance, the role they play in the game, and how they need to be on. Well, there you go. Opening kickoff return right there, knocking on the end zone.
Already knocking on the red zone door. Your Devon Energy red zone, 1st and 10 from the Espanola 14-yard line. Lovington football on their opening possession. Trips to the right, a single receiver to the left. It's Thompson by himself to the left. That is Ochoa in the backfield. 3 men across the front for Espanola. Handed off to Kamen. He sweeps around the right side, gets away from one, and will just have to dive forward back to the original line of scrimmage. He's brought down by Jack Purdy for no gain. So Ochoa tries to stretch it out, and no gain, manages to get back out to the original line of scrimmage. It'll be 2nd down and 10.
And here's what you don't want to do if you're Lovington. You don't want to stall out here. Not after the excitement of this opening, the return, the kickoff return. You're this close. They've got to punch it in. They've got to punch it in.
So they're going to bunch everybody in tight, stack 3 receivers to the right side. From the shotgun, Wyatt with it, throws to the left side and overthrows Zadrick Betancourt. Pretty good coverage down the field for Espanola Valley by Victor Parra. So a dangerous throw, and it'll be incomplete. And now it'll be 3rd down and 10 for the Wildcats. Not what they wanted to see right there.
Nope.
Espanola with good coverage, though, and a good read on their first defensive play. So now it's a 3rd and 10 for the Wildcats.
Right, and they at least they've got to get that first down and then punch it in.
Stack everybody in tight once again. Hand it to Kamen on the inside. Gets away from 1. Doesn't get away from 2 or 3, but manages to move forward inside the 10. Down to about the 9-yard line. Kamen will pick up 5 on the play, and now it'll be 4th down and 5. And Coach G, well, we already know he's going for it.
Yeah.
He's not going to kick the field goal early. He's going to try and get the first down or the touchdown. You've got some options, though, on 4th down and 5. Good blocking up front allowed that 5-yard gain before he was brought down by Brian Almeida, the senior nose guard. Twins to the left, twins to the right on 4th down. Ochoa is the lone back in the backfield. Wyatt with it, 2-step drop, pump fake left, comes back left and overthrows Elijah Ribeiro, and Espanola Valley holds after the big play, and Lovington will turn it over on downs. 1st and 10 for Espanola. They will have it on their own 9-yard line, but Espanola's defense coming up big right there, Dawn.
They certainly did, and this is we talked earlier that Espanola, they're where they are for a reason. They're here for a reason, and Lovington, well, it's early in the game. They got stopped, but now maybe they'll see that as a challenge, and they're just going to make them more determined. And maybe they can just force a turnover here and get that ball back while they're this close to the end zone.
They run a little bit of a different offense up under center for Espanola, and the handoff coming to the left side. Not a lot of room, but digging through is Adric De Leon, who's going to get about 2 yards out of it. Yeah, we'll call it a 2-yard gain for De Leon, and it'll be 2nd down and 8.
And this is a real perfect time for Lovington defense to assert their to assert their dominance and just make the stop.
Crew Wilder is the quarterback, and he will pitch it. Coming to the near side, De Leon is hit in the backfield, gets away from 1, comes to the near side, and is going to be out near the 14-yard line. Going to say he gets to the 14. And so that will move him forward about another yard or 2. Give him, we'll call it 2. 2 more for De Leon, and it'll be an important 3rd down and 6 here for Espanola Valley.
Again, Lovington D, perfect opportunity. If they can force some run downs or shake the ball loose, get the ball back.
3rd and a short 6, long 5. Wilder up under center, waits for it. He hands it off. De Leon starts it left, brings it back
Nowhere.
right, and DeMarcus Thompson creams him right at the line of scrimmage. No gain. As Thompson shot off of the edge from his edge rush position and took down De Leon right at the line. It'll be 4th and 6. Punt time, you've got to think, for Espanola.
Yeah, great work there by DeMarcus and the rest of Lovington's defensive line. Good job.
Gutierrez back deep to receive. Andres Valenzuela to punt it away for Espanola Valley. Gutierrez back, set up at his own 48-yard line. Lovington going to come after this one with everything they've got. Valenzuela tries the hard count. Lovington jumps but doesn't break the plane. Valenzuela to it, gets it away under pressure. High end over ender, and that one is going to drive Gutierrez back all the way to his own 40. As Jaden will get it, he starts it to the near side, goes back to the right. Gets away from one, now he cuts it back up the middle, crosses into Espanola territory, and gets it up to the Sun Devils' 47-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Wildcats on their second possession of the quarter.
Now let's see if the offense can go ahead and finish getting the engine started and take off here.
So it'll be 1st and 10 for the Wildcats. Again, I apologize for any shoddy camera work that might be happening. Brad Henderson will be joining us as soon as he can. Don Morgan Fieldside, I'm TJ Miracle. Great to have you with us. 8:51 to go in the first. No score yet in this 4A quarterfinal matchup. On the handoff inside, and not a lot of room for Ochoa as he is going to get stacked up by Walker and Almeida, but not a lot of room inside for Cameron. No gain as he'll get back to the original line of scrimmage, and it'll be 2nd down and 10.
Tell you what, that is not an easy trip from Espanola down here, and they brought a really decent-sized crowd, and they're also a noisy crowd.
They are very loud. I was noticing that.
Showing a lot of support for their guys in red.
Espanola very vocal. I've called a lot of games with them in the pit. The basketball tournament. Twins to the right, one to the left, with Twins in the backfield. Coming to the near side on the Wildcat. That is going to be DeMarcus Thompson. To the 35, still on his feet in a little trip up, spins out of a tackle at the 25 and inside the 20, down to the 19-yard line. DeMarcus Thompson moves it out and move the chains. 1st down Wildcats on the 18-yard run by Thompson. First down of the ball game for either team.
He just kept going. It finally took number 65, Carter Wilder, to bring him down, and Carter was about the last Espanola guy. And beyond him, it would have been the end zone dance for DeMarcus.
Wilder is a linebacker and a lineman, so chase down Thompson, not the easiest thing to do. Twins to the left, single receiver to the right. Lovington back in the Devon Energy red zone from the shotgun. Wyatt throws it far side, has Cesar across the 10, down at about the 8-yard line.
Beautiful.
It'll be a pickup of 9 to Cesar Gonzalez, and it'll be 2nd down and 1. That's what you call staying in front of the chains.
Yeah, perfectly thrown, perfectly caught. Espanola had a guy, I didn't catch the number, who was close to Cesar there, but good job by Lovington.
So it'll bring up a 2nd down and 1 for the Wildcats. Knocking on the door of Espanola Valley once again. Twins to the right, single receiver to the left. Little delayed handoff. Alec O'Gean finds a hole in the middle and will be up near the goal line before he is shoestring tackled by Abraham Tamayo. It'll be a pickup of 12 for Alec O'Gean, and it'll be 1st and goal from the 1 for the Wildcats.
And Alex got that impulse speed that just pushes him through. He can squirt through an opening. He did just that, and without that good stop from Tamayo, he would have been in the end zone. Lovington wants to punch it in right here. Espanola wants to stop him.
1st and goal from the 1 for the Wildcats. Going to spread it out. Trips to the right, and Twins to the left. Empty set in the backfield. Wyatt goes up under center. They're just going to play big boy football as Wyatt pushes over the middle, and then he'll take it over to the right side as he has to back out. Flags on the play, and he didn't make the plane, I don't think, and I have a feeling we've got either a false start or a holding. The head referee has to tell us. Flag came in from the far side. It'll be false start on Lovington. They are not used to going up under center like they just tried to right there, and it cost them 5 yards, so move them back, and it'll be 1st and goal from the 6.
And still doable.
Oh, very doable, but you got to give Espanola Valley credit. I think they'd seen that play on tape,
right,
and they were ready for it. Wyatt tried to go push right up the middle and got bounced out and had to go to the right side over his tackle, but Espanola Valley there to stop him short of the goal line, even if the flag hadn't come down. So it'll be first and goal from the 6-yard line. Wildcat football, twins left, twins right. O'Gean is the lone back in the backfield. Send a man in motion. Fake the handoff to O'Gean. Toss it to Cesar out of the backfield. He's got some room in the flat to the 10, to the 5, into the end zone. 6 on the board. Touchdown Wildcats. 6 yards to Cesar Gonzalez. And Lovington has the early 6-0 lead.
Yeah, nifty play there. Now that was nice, and I think it did take Espanola by surprise, even though, they've certainly seen almost everything that Lovington has in their play, but maybe not that one. That was well executed.
So the touchdown for Lovington gives them the early 6-0 lead. 6:45 to go here in the first quarter, I should say. So on to attempt the extra point for the Wildcats. It'll be Caleb Aranda, the sophomore kickoff specialist, and Lovington decides to go for 2 and puts it in the end zone. Put 2 more on the full board with the direct snap to Alec O'Gean. And with 6:45 to go in the first quarter, Lovington 8, Espanola Valley nothing. We're back in 1 minute as playoff football continues on Z94, KZOR, and AM 950 KDCE. It's a 47-yard touchdown drive for the Lovington Wildcats, capped off by the 6-yard pass from Gomez to Gonzalez. The 2-point conversion is good. So now it'll be Remy Hernandez, the kickoff specialist for the Wildcats. He will boot it away to Espanola Valley. And the kick is a high end over-ender, going to be fielded back at the 10-yard line. Espanola will bring it out to the 15, to the 20, to the 20-yard line, and that's all Para can get as he is knifed down by the Wildcat special team. Ryan Weiser leading the way with Bronx Areola. So Espanola Valley will take over 1st and 10 from their own 20-yard line.
Areola and Weiser both have really good speed, and they were able to get downfield and get to him right away. Even though Pata made a nice catch, had a good start on it still, an even better stop by Lovington. Now let's see. They pinned him back pretty deeply. Let's see what Lovington D can do, and the offense of the Big Red Machine of Espanola Valley.
So it'll be 1st down and 10 for Espanola Valley. From the shotgun, 4 receiver set. Quarterback is Wilder. Wilder waits on it, low snap, handles it, looks to the left, comes back right, and takes it himself, and is going to be knocked down just as he crosses the original line of scrimmage by Alex Rivera. It'll be a pickup of 1 for Wilder.
Alex Rivera, number 59, a sophomore on the offense and defensive lines, and he's a big guy.
Wilder is still in at the quarterback, trips receivers to the right side. Espanola Valley moving from the north to the south. That is left to right from our perspective, and the handoff, nowhere to go for De Leon as he is hit in the backfield, and he is going to be dropped for a loss of 4, and now it'll be 3rd down and 13.
Elon Clayton and DeMarcus Thompson taking him down hard.
Now they'll split De Leon out wide to the left in a 5 receiver set. Empty set in the backfield for Wilder. So Espanola Valley over the season, has run 6 different quarterbacks. And this time it'll be Wilder getting the nod. Empty set in the backfield. Lovington looks like they're going to bring the blitz. Wilder back to pass. Going to be flushed. Comes near side. He's in trouble, and he will toss it back across the middle. Ooh. And they are going to call incomplete pass. DeMarcus Thompson got to him. Lovington wanting the intentional grounding. He got outside of the tackle box, So it should just be an incomplete pass, but Wilder having to throw that one to save it. But they're talking about it. Maybe he didn't get outside the tackle box.
Yeah, the refs are putting their heads
and
together.
Yes, it will
they're
be.
throwing the flag.
And so that'll be loss of down, and that will take them all the way back to the 1 yard line. Espanola Valley, that is a costly penalty. It'll wind up being a 10-yard penalty on Espanola Valley, and it'll be 4th down and 23, and it will be punt time for the Sun Devils. So that'll take them all the way back to the spot of the foul, just inside the 5 yard line, back at about the 3. Huge pressure coming there, as you mentioned, from DeMarcus Thompson, Dawn.
Yes, absolutely. Got across. He beat his way out of the tackle, found his way around, and zeroed in.
So now Valenzuela from the back end of his own end zone to kick it away. Gutierrez sets up back around his own 40. Lovington's going to come after this one. Waiting on the snap. Valenzuela. High snap, handles it. Lovington comes. Doesn't get to it. Clean kick away as handled by Gutierrez. A little stutter step at the 35 and crosses the 30 down to the 28-yard line. 1st and 10 from the 28 for the Wildcats.
Yeah, that was
Kevin
Kevin Coffeen, who really tripped him up. He just never recovered from that initial, kind of slipped up after that little tackle by Coffeen. So
sent him at the 27-yard line officially. 1st and 10 for the Wildcats, who have been living in Sun Devils territory. Already leading 8-0, 5:18 to go in the first quarter. Twins left, Twins right. Ochoa back in as the deep back. Wyatt with it, rolls right, looks back to the left, throws it across the middle, and has DeMarcus Thompson inside the 5 and spins into the end zone. 6 on the board, touchdown Wildcats. 27 yards to DeMarcus Thompson, and the Cats take the 14-0 lead.
You know what? DeMarcus Thompson had to peel that football off the helmet of, I believe it was number 12, Anthony Mendoza, in order to get the ball, to hold it, to get it, and then kept it and carried it in. I don't know how he managed to get that ball.
And Wyatt had to thread the needle between 2, and they are going to go for 2. Back up under center, and it will be Alec Olguin, but nowhere to go as he ran into 3 of his own guys before the Sun Devils get to him with Leonard Martinez. So the point after is no good, but with 5:09 to go in the first quarter, Lovington 14, Espanola nothing. Back in 30 seconds on Z94, KZOR, and AM 950 KDCE. Back here in Lovington, a 1-play, 9-second drive, 27-yard touchdown pass from Gomez to Thompson. The point after was a failed 2-point conversion. 5:09 to go here in the first quarter. Lovington up 14-0. Dawn Morgan patrolling the blue turf at Brian Urlacher Field. I'm TJ Miracle, high above Wildcat Stadium. Evie Stuber in studio, engineering and producing. Great to have you with us wherever you are around the land of enchantment and around the world today. As Remy Hernandez will tee it up and prepare to kick it away. Wildcats kicking from the south to the north. That is right to left from our perspective. As Hernandez, a short kick. That one is going to be taken by one of the up men at the 25 to Tamayo. Now to the 28, and good coverage down the field for the Lovington Wildcats, as once again, that was actually Chase Terrell, the sophomore, who made the stop.
Yeah.
Terrell didn't get...
And Ramiro Gonzalez, number 9.
Yes, he did. So Wilder will bring his troops back out. I believe that's his dad, who is the coach. As they're going to put a big boy in the backfield this time. That's Nick Sandoval. And a little bit of extra bulk. You've got to think maybe he's going to be...
protection.
Yeah. The Wilder from the shotgun with split backs in the backfield. Hand it off, going to the left side, and not a lot of room across the 30 out to about the 32-yard line. That was Jack Purdy, his first carry of the ball game. He's one of the about 18-headed monster that Espanola will run. It's a pickup of 3 for Purdy, and it'll be 2nd down and 7.
And he's a guy, he's quick, he's gonna be hard to stop, easy to get lost in the field when he's got the ball.
2nd down and 7. Wilder from the shotgun. Waits on it. He'll hand it to Purdy. Trying left side again. He is met at the line and driven backwards as Rivera again on the stop. Also, Jaden Bosquez, the senior lineman, stretches out Purdy. No room for him to go. He will get back to the line. No gain, and it'll be 3rd down and 7.
And Clayton Elin there on the side as well of that scrum.
And so Espanola going to take a timeout with 4:12 to go here in the first quarter. Lovington leading 14-0. We'll be back in 30 seconds here on Z94, KZOR, and AM 950 KDCE. Back here in Lovington, the 2023 NMAA State Football Playoffs, the 4A quarterfinals. From Wildcats Stadium, I'm TJ Miracle, high above the stadium. Don Morgan patrols the blue turf at Erlacher Field. Great to have you with us. Evie Stuber in studio engineering and producing. So out of the Espanola Valley timeout, it'll be 3rd down and 7 as Wilder back out with split backs in the backfield.
No, I'm throwing a pass.
And they're going to hand it off to one of the big fullbacks who will take it across the 35 to the 37-yard line. That is big number 45, Ezekiel Cuevas.
And Damian Munoz in on the stop as well.
As he's going to pick up 5 on the play, make it 6. And so now it'll be a 4th down and about 1.5 yards to go for Espanola Valley. And Espanola is going to go for it, looks like. He's checking back into the ball game will be De Leon. He'll be in the backfield with Cuevas on a 4th down and call it 2 officially.
I had said that about a pass on the 3rd down just because Espanola doesn't pass very often. I thought they might be trying to take Lovington by surprise.
Wilder up under center.
So far.
Waiting for it. He fakes the pitch, hands it to Cuevas, who's hit in the backfield and driven. That is Kyler Reeves comes through and knocks Cuevas down behind the line. It'll be a loss of 1 and over on downs, and Lovington continues their residency in Espanola Valley territory.
Wow, that was a huge stop. The whole line doing a really job of getting off quickly and getting their guys, and then Kyler Reeves just coming over and cleaning it up. Wow, nice job getting to the first section.
3:20 to go in the first quarter. Lovington already up 14-0.
Cleaning his clock is what I meant.
Wildcats going to come out in a 4-receiver set. Trips to the right, single receiver to the left. That is Thompson by himself to the left. Low snap, Gomez handles it. Wide steps up in the pocket. Now he's going to be pressured near side, comes back across the middle and will skip it across the turf to Cesar Gonzalez. A dangerous pass there, incomplete, and it'll be 2nd down and 10.
It was low enough that Cesar was either going to try to be able to scoop it or it was going to hit the turf and be harmless and not be INT fodder there.
Pressure from Coffeen and Sandoval in the backfield. I don't know. That's probably the one weakness of Gomez's game is he had probably 30 yards of running room, and he did not take it. He is a pass-first quarterback to be sure. Trips right, single receiver to the left. Handed off to Olguin, who is hit in the backfield. Might get back to the line of scrimmage. No gain for Alec as he's brought down immediate by Leonard Martinez. So no gain for Olguin, and it'll be 3rd and 10 for the Wildcats.
Espanola defense coming through big time here. Lovington's got to try to overcome that. They've got to try to convert.
So on a 3rd down and 10, clock continues to move. 2:50 to go in the first quarter. Lovington leading 14-0. Winner of this game will take on either Aztec or Silver next weekend. So Lovington, but stack up 3. Single receiver to the right. Now they are going to split Olguin out way wide to the left side. Empty set in the backfield. Now they'll send another man out. Wyatt back to pass as flushed, rolling. Gomez looks to throw it, goes to Zadrick Betancourt, who catches it inside the 5, down at about the 3-yard line. It'll be 33 yards to Zadrick Betancourt and move the chains. 1st down, Lovington. first and goal.
That was a heave-ho, a good pass, but an even better catch. Zedrick climbing the ladder, stretching his arms and fingertips out as high as he could go, grabbing that ball, keeping under really intense defensive pressure right there by Espanola. Their coverage was good, but man, what a great catch by Zedrick.
And Betancourt has seen a lot more time and a lot more involvement in the offense the last 2 or 3 weeks. So now it'll be first and goal from the 3 for the Wildcats. They'll hand it off, and on the end around, give it off to Elijah Ribeiro and put 6 on the board. Touchdown, Wildcats. Elijah Ribeiro on the end around, 3 yards to the house.
Nice run. He had to kind of sidestep a couple of a block and a tackle and then make it in. So these guys, physicality, offense and defense, they're rising to that challenge.
So now it is 20-0 for the Wildcats with the point after to come. Aranda on to attempt the extra point out of the hold of Alec Olguin. Good snap is good, hold is good, the kick is up, and it is good. With 1:51 to go in the first quarter, all Lovington in this one. Lovington 21, Espanola Valley nothing. We're back in 30 seconds as playoff football continues on Z94, KZOR, and KDCE. Welcome back to Lovington. Wildcat and Sun Devil football from Z94 KZOR and our friends at AM 950 KDCE up in northern New Mexico taking our feed this afternoon. I'm TJ Miracle high above Wildcat Stadium. Don Morgan patrolling the blue turf of Erlacher Field. Evie Stuber in studio engineering and producing. The Wildcats up 21-0. Great to have you with us. As we continue through this, of course, this game is available as a video live stream on HobbsAmerica.com and the Lovington Sports YouTube channel with rights granted by the New Mexico Activities Association and purchased by New Walmart Digital and Z94 KZOR Sports. So it'll be Hernandez on to kick the football away. Lovington up 21-0. As Remy will kick this one short, comes to the near side, going to be fielded at the 30.
Tamayo again.
Tamayo, he crosses the 35 to the 36-yard line where the Wildcats will collapse in and meet him as coming out from the bottom of the pile once again is Chase Terrell, the sophomore, with the big stop, and also Bronx Areola helping once again on special teams.
Lovington playing very well again in all areas of the game, just like we talked about at in pregame. So execution's been spot on, but it's early in the game, and Espanola is not going away.
And we've got whistles sounding as the near side judge going to go out and talk to the near side official. He's pointing at something. Don't know what the deal is. Now they're going to bring the back judge in to talk about things. So while we've got a moment, I'd like to say a big thanks to our sponsors for Wildcat Playoff Football on Z94 KZOR, including IPS, R360, Norley Hospital, Lasco Construction, Eunice Pump and Supply, New Mexico Junior College, Stone Oilfield Services, Man Welding, Bob's Thriftway, Lovington Auto Supply, the Lovington Schools, and Eastern New Mexico University. Of course, don't forget, at Eastern right now, they do have spring enrollment underway. Empty set in the backfield for Espanola Valley. 3 to the right side. Back to pass is Wilder. He is hit, and he is going to be sacked all the way back at the 28-yard line. As getting to him, first sack of the game is Alex Rivera.
Yes. Wow, what a great job. He wasn't the only one through, but he was the first one, and he's a big guy, and he just took him down. But almost gently, as soon as the quarterback was headed down to the ground, he kind of stepped back a little bit. One of the other guys.
So out of the sack, it'll be second down and 18. Back at the 29-yard line, under a minute to go here in the first half, or rather the first quarter. Trips left, twins to the right. Empty set in the backfield for Wilder. As Wilder looks to pass, Gets it, two-step drop, throws it into the flat, has a man at the 35 and back out near the original line of scrimmage, as that is complete to number 84, Kevin Coffeen. He gets the 8 that they lost back, and it'll bring up a 3rd down and 10.
And that was that was Cesar Gonzalez who actually threw that tackle and really stopped him.
So a 3rd down and 10, empty set in the backfield once again. Trips to the left, 2 receivers to the right. Wilder from the far hash mark. Low snap, handles it. Lovington brings the pressure, steps up in the pocket, has a man across the 50 to the 49-yard line, as backing in on that was Pata, as he's going to pick up 13, and it'll be the first down of the ball game for Espanola Valley. Clock continues to move. They should get one more play in. Their first trip into Lovington territory this afternoon. As Wilder waits the snap, empty set in the backfield once again. 5, 4, 3, 2. This will be the last play of the quarter. Wilder back to pass, hit as he lets it fly. It's a wounded duck. It is up, and it is knocked away at the last moment as Jaden Gutierrez climbs the ladder and knocks it away from the intended target, Coffeen. We have played a quarter here in Lovington. It's Lovington 21, Espanola Valley nothing. We're back in 60 seconds on Z94 KZOR, the Lovington Sports YouTube channel, and KDCE AM 950. Welcome back to Wildcat Stadium, start of the second quarter. It'll be 2nd down and 10 for Espanola Valley from the Wildcat 49-yard line. Back to pass is Wilder. He tosses it into the flat and off of the helmets of one of his linemen. And Lovington going to go jump on that one. And we're going to have flags on the play, and that is going to be unnecessary roughness. I think it could be illegal receiver downfield.
I did not think
not unnecessary, unsportsmanlike conduct as he dove for that ball.
Jaden Gutierrez, I thought, just put a good clean bump on his back.
I think it may actually be a legal receiver downfield, and it will be a legal receiver downfield on Espanola Valley. That was the signal, and so that'll move the ball back 5 yards.
That was good, clean coverage by Lovington. Good job by Gutierrez there.
Yeah, I was afraid, though, when Marquez had dove for the ball after it hit the lineman, that they were going to call unsportsmanlike conduct. And because they are one of those things they are kind of keeping an eye on this year.
Sure.
That they determine illegal man downfield, and I think that's the right call, too.
Okay.
So it'll be 3rd down and 15 for Espanola Valley, just underway second quarter. Empty set in the backfield for Wilder. Low snap, he handles it. Pressure comes, his hit as he lets the ball fly, and that one is over the head of his intended receiver, Gutierrez, as he was trying to go for Coffeen once again, so incomplete.
Yeah. Nice coverage down there by not only Jaden Gutierrez, but I think that was Cesar. Was that Cesar?
I think that was Cesar Gonzalez down there, too.
Well. Yep.
So it'll be 4th down and 15. It'll be punt time for Espanola Valley. Just underway in the second quarter. Lovington with the 21-0 lead. Great to have you with us on a beautiful Saturday afternoon from southeastern New Mexico. Valenzuela back to punt it as Gutierrez will go deep, set up about his own 20 to receive. So Valenzuela awaits the snap. Lovington going to bring everything in the kitchen sink yet again, looks like. Waiting on the snap, taking their time. High snap. Valenzuela gets to it, kicks it off the side of his foot. That one is going to bounce and then go out of bounds back at about the 26-yard line. Now let's see where they are going to spot it officially. Wow, that's going to be a very generous spot. So it'll put them back at the 22-yard line, and that's where Lovington will take over 1st down and 10. So 1st and 10 for the Wildcats, 11:41 remaining in the first half. Thanks for being with us today. You're on Z94 KZOR Hobbs Lovington, the Z94 KZOR app, the Lovington Sports YouTube channel, and HobbsAmerica.com. Also today on our friends in northern New Mexico, AM 950 KDCE. And KDCE.net, I believe, is their website. Well, great to have you with us. I'm TJ Miracle. She's Dawn Morgan. Good snap. They will hand it off as coming near side is Ochoa. Gets away from one and will just fight his way forward until he winds up with about a 5-yard gain. Jorge Rodriguez, the strong safety, bringing him down. Cameron Ochoa going to pick up 5, and it'll be 2nd down and 5. It's been hard running for Cameron. He's got 4 carries, just 10 yards, and Lovington goes quickly, and Cameron to the near side, crosses the 30 to the 31-yard line, and he's going to be just shy of the 1st down. That's the fastest Lovington's moved in 10 years.
Well, it was really quick. I was just about to say, hey, they're ready to go with the quick offense when they left.
So now it'll be, and they give him the 5, so move the chains. 1st down, Wildcats.
And I was going to say,
from the 31-yard line, send a man in motion. That is Gonzalez. Back to pass, pump fake. Wyatt in trouble. Dances around in the backfield. Comes near side. He's just going to have to tuck it. Take it himself, and he is going to collide with an Espanola Valley defender. That was Jorge Rodriguez. And so Wyatt, with his first carry of the ball game, gets 2 on the play.
And he had to put his shoulder and his helmet into it there, definitely. But he scrambled forward and got some yards.
Give him 3, 2nd down and 7. Ball right at the 35-yard line. 10.5 remaining in the first half. Lovington looking to build on a 21-0 lead.
That was a pretty good shot.
Yes, it was. Wyatt normally, he's a tough kid, but not what you normally see him do as the quarterback. Send a man in motion. That is Marquez. He'll go to the tight end on the left side. Bad snap, and Wyatt going to have to just pick it up and hope something happens. Slings it near side. Gutierrez there to bail him out at the 37, and he will step out up at the 40-yard line. So making something out of nothing. It'll be a pickup of 6 on that completion.
And that was amazing that he was able to get the ball off so quickly. I mean, he had half a second to look for the target and to make the throw, and that was great considering what it could have been.
Under intense pressure from number 8, and I don't have a number 8 on our roster, so not sure who that, maybe Cody Coffeen, but nope, there's a 9, so I don't know who number 8 is.
So 3rd and 2 now.
So it'll be 3rd down and about 2. Fake the handoff and give it to Olguin as he's going to get out to the 42-yard line, and ought to be just enough for the 1st down on the little delayed handoff as they fake the handoff to Ribeiro, then gave it to Alec, who busted it up right over left tackle. Needed 2, give him 2.5, and it'll move the chains. 1st down, Lovington, their 5th of the ball game.
Wow, and I was holding my breath there because at one point Alec was getting hit and taken down at the feet and the ankles, and he had the ball out in one hand, and I thought, oh, tuck that and protect it. Don't lose that football. Man, he hung on to it for dear life.
Twins right, single receiver to the left. Ribeiro going to shift over, and he'll go to the left side now. Man in motion. Waiting on the snap. Gomez with it. Wyatt fakes it, now throws it across the middle, complete to Marquez at the 45. Puts his shoulder down, crosses the 40, and down to the 38-yard line and move the chains. 1st down, Cats.
That was a beautiful fake. It was very effective. A lot of Espanola bit on that, and I thought that it was a handoff and not a fake as well, and I'm a lot closer to the action.
That'll be the 6th 1st down for the Wildcats. They are in Espanola territory. 1st down and 10 from the Sun Devils' 39-yard line. Wyatt is now 7-9 for 100 yards exactly in the passing game.
Lovington just moving the chains.
Being very methodical. From the 39-yard line inside Espanola Valley territory. Good snap, Wyatt with it. Goes left, looks left, now pressured. Rolls left, throws it back across his body, and tipped at the last moment. He was trying to get Gonzalez down inside the 15. Good coverage down the field for Espanola Valley, as coming over and knocking that one away at the last second was Jorge Rodriguez, incomplete. And it'll be a 2nd down and 10 for Lovington.
still Lovington, they're content now. The clock is their friend. They're up 21-0. 8:47 left to play in the first half, and they're just going to try to keep moving the football down, take some time off the clock while they do it. They'd like to punch it in again, too.
Yes, they would. Empty set in the backfield. Trips to the right side. From right in the middle of the field. Low snap. Wyatt going to take it himself. Pardon me, that's DeMarcus Thompson. A spin move as he crosses the 35 down to the 34-yard line. It'll be a pickup of 5 on the Wildcat to DeMarcus Thompson. So now 3rd and 5. Give him forward progress for 7. So 3rd and 3.
And again, when they lined up, they did it pretty quickly on purpose with a really quick count. So just to try to take Espanola Valley by surprise, not realizing that DeMarcus had the ball.
So now it'll be 3rd down and 3 for the Wildcats. Wyatt back in the ball game. Trips to the right side and whistles sound as it's going to be a timeout by Espanola Valley. 8:13 remaining in the first half. Lovington 21, Espanola Valley nothing. We're back in 30 seconds on KZOR and KDCE. Welcome back to Wildcat football here on Z94 KZOR out of the Espanola Valley timeout. It'll be 3rd down and 3 for the Wildcats. Dawn Morgan field side, I'm TJ Miracle. Brad Anderson joining us up in the booth. Hi, Brad. So it'll be an important 3rd and 3 for Lovington, who leads 21-0. So Lovington will bring it out. They're going to send trips to the left, twins to the right. On a 3rd down and 3, man in motion is Rivero. Toss it to him on the end around. He's across the 30 to about the 28-yard line. Dives forward to the 26. So a pickup of 6 on the second end around to Elijah and move the chains. 1st down Lovington. Their 7th of the ball game.
Wildcat 1st down.
Well executed. Lovington able to pitch that out, and good speed by Elijah. He wanted to turn the corner even faster and get a little more yardage, but he got what he needed. 1st down.
As long as you get the 1st down, that's the important thing. Keep possession and keep the clock in your favor.
You bet. 7:45 left now before half.
Give it to him at the 25-yard line. 1st down and 10. Wildcats knocking on the Devon Energy red zone. Twins left and offset backs in the backfield. Wyatt looks to pass all day long. Comes back to the near side. Wide open man, and that will be picked off at the goal line. So that'll be to the 10 and out to the 20. Tamayo, he just jumped that route. He came out of nowhere and got the INT. First turnover of the ball game goes into the Lovington book, as it looked like Cameron Ochoa was going to be wide open, and then out of nowhere, Abraham Tamayo comes over and snaps the ball out of the air and will return it 25 yards. And so the Espanola Valley Sun Devils now going to try and get a little life.
Right, and that was, again, excellent defense by Espanola Valley there. And Lovington going to have to recover from that surprise and get their D cooking again.
So it'll be 1st and 10 from the Espanola Valley 25. Sun Devil football. Trips to the right side. Single back in the backfield with Wilder. Lovington making noise. Wilder back to pass. In trouble, and he is going to be hit back at the 15-yard line and dropped. Ensign Marquez comes through, and also give credit to Alex Rivera, his second sack of the ball game. That is a 10-yard sack on Wilder, and it'll be 2nd down and 20.
It was really that 1-2 punch right there that did it. So such good defensive pressure. Just talked about the fact that the D needed to get cooking again, and there they did, right on the front burner on high.
2nd sack of the ball game for Rivera. Trips to the right side on 2nd down and 20. Give the handoff coming near side, and not a lot of room to run for Adric De Leon. He'll get it back up to about the 20-yard line. It'll be a pickup of 4 for De Leon, and it'll be 3rd down and 16. Munoz on the stop for Lovington. So we click down towards the halfway mark of this 2nd quarter. Lovington up 21-0. But Espanola Valley trying to take advantage of a Wildcat turnover. Wilder claps his hands, has it, three-step drop, settles in, now steps up and flips it over the head of Caffeine, who is coming across the formation and out of the backfield, trying to get him into that far flat, incomplete, and it'll be 4th and 16, punt time for the Sun Devils.
Pretty good pursuit and coverage by Kyler Reeves there as well on him.
So it'll be another punt for Espanola Valley. I believe this is their 5th of the ball game. Their offense has not had a lot of luck against the Wildcats at all. So it'll be punt time for Valenzuela as Gutierrez goes back to his own 45-yard line to await the punt. Valenzuela from back at the 7-yard line waits the snap. Lovington going to bring everybody once again, and that one will be blocked, and the ball is bouncing around on the ground. It is at the 10-yard line, and Lovington falls on it. The blocked punt, and hopping on top of it is Elon Clayton, and the Wildcats will have it 1st and goal on the blocked punt from the 7-yard line.
And, you know, I was looking at the number. It looked like 68. We don't have a 68. It was an Austin Alvarado, number 66, not an 8. So Alvarado with the block.
Big job for the Wildcats as they will have it 1st and goal from the Espanola 7 as they force the turnover and will get it back and are knocking on the door in the Devon Energy red zone.
And I think that that's true. At least that's what I was seeing from a distance here.
And see, I actually thought that getting to it was Alex Rivera again.
Well,
but
it may have been.
Have to go back and review the tape. But Lovington going to try to cash in. 1st and goal from the 7 as they will give it and snap it directly to O'Gean, who sweeps it to the right side. Puts 6 on the board. Touchdown Wildcats on the Wildcat. Direct to Alec O'Gean, 7 yards to the house. And Lovington makes Espanola Valley pay immediately and goes up 27-0. Big wow.
Yeah, that, again, you talk about defense coming through big time. Man, they came in just mad about that INT and ready to do their job, and boy, did they.
Caleb Aranda on to attempt the point after out of the hold of O'Gean. Snap is low. Alec gets it down, and Caleb boots it through with 5:52 remaining in the first half. It's Lovington 28. Espanola Valley still trying to get on the board. Wildcat and Sun Devil playoff football continues in a moment on Z94, KZOR, and AM 950 KDCE. Welcome back to Wildcat football here on Z94 KZOR. The Cats take advantage of the blocked punt. And Dawn Morgan?
Yeah, that was Valente Herrera who blocked that punt. Big number 58. I asked the guys right there, and he's right here in front of me. And, man, what a good job.
Yes, it was. Valente Herrera's had a whale of a season as Valente, the junior lineman.
And he's number 58. See, I was seeing it. Thinking, okay, there's no 68, got to be 66.
And from up here, it kind of looked like a 9 to me, so he's 58. We'll take it. Valente with a good one. As Remy will come up, and he will boot that one away. A high end-over-ender that is going to bounce at the 5, and it'll be picked up on the hop. Coming back across is Parra, and he is going to be swarmed across the 15 to the 16. Ball is out into the hands of Ryan Weiser, who takes it on the left side.
But
they are going to blow the ball dead at about the 16. The question is, was the runner down by contact, or is it Lovington football?
It looked like the officials were blowing it dead, and it's Espanola.
Ball, they're going to say he was down before that ball popped out. So Espanola dodging a bullet, already down 28-0 and in danger of going into running clock territory before the end of the first half. So Lovington looking to keep control of this one. Espanola will have the ball to start the second half, but that's a long way off. Lovington still with all 3 timeouts. Wilder is the quarterback, and they're just going to put everybody in tight. Max protect. Wilder 3-step drop, tosses it over into the left flat, has a man, that is Caffeine, across the 20 to the 22-yard line. It'll be let's call it a 4-yard, make it a 5-yard completion to Coffeen, his second catch of the ball game, and it'll be 2nd down and 5.
Driven out of bounds by number 3.
So 2nd down and 5 from the 22-yard line. Sun Devils deep in their own territory. 5:15 remaining in the first half. Wilder waits the snap. Low snap, handles it. He's going to shovel pitch it to the far side, and nowhere to go for Purdy. He's hit behind the line and is going to be dropped back near the original line of scrimmage. A loss of 4 for Purdy, and it'll be 3rd down and 9 now for Espanola Valley. Good pursuit there for the Wildcats, not falling for almost an option pitch look there.
Yeah,
and they're going to put him all the way back at the first down marker, so it'll be 3rd down and 10. So Espanola Valley is wondering what the number of the red truck that hit him, or what the number of the blue truck is that keeps hitting him. It's pretty much.
So 3rd and 10 now, 4:30 left to play in the second quarter.
As they're going to bunch everybody tied up again. Coffeen, the single receiver, set out wide to the left side. Wilder waits, hands it off, and no room to run is coming right up the middle as De Leon. Lovington knifes him down and hits him quickly. Elon Clayton on that stop, and it'll be a loss of 1. Nope, no gain for De Leon. And so it'll be 4th and 10 and punt time again for Espanola.
Yeah, and Wyatt Gomez was over here just now, just doing some quick warm-up tosses, getting ready to go back in.
Lovington going to have plenty of time. If they could get this to a 35-0 game at half, I think that would make them feel really pretty good. Valenzuela back once again, 6-1 of the ball game for Espanola Valley. Lovington going to come at it again. They blocked the last one as they point over, and Coffeen was moving before the snap. So that'll be the 3rd penalty on Espanola for 20 yards, and so it'll go from 4th and 10 to 4th and 15. And if Lovington was going to bring the kitchen sink before, you can bet they're going to bring the kitchen sink, the driveway, maybe the garden hose too, to try and get to this one. So on 4th down and 15, Valenzuela with his heels right at his own goal line. Lovington showing blitz. They already got to 1. They want to get to a second one. Low snap. That one bounces. It is in the end zone. And Valenzuela going to be tackled. It'll be a safety. Put 2 more on the board for the Lovington Wildcats is coming through with big 51, Jaden Bosquez. Kyler Reeves also in on that safety. And the Wildcats make this a 30-0 ball game on the safety.
Wow.
And add injury to insult on a safety. It becomes a free kick from the 20 for the other team, so they can choose to punt it. I don't think they will, or kick it off. So now 30-0 after the safety.
With 3:10 left to go before halftime.
So that basically works as another turnover, and Lovington will have a chance to make this running clock in the entire second half if they can score on this, a touchdown on this possession.
Let's see what Espanola decides to do here.
Of course, the winner of this ball game will move on to the semifinals next week against the winner of Aztec Silver. If Lovington holds on and wins that game, if it's against Silver, it would be here. If it's in Aztec, I believe we'd have to go up there. But we're not worried about that right now. We've still got a whole lot of football to play. And it looks like they will have Valenzuela tee it up at the 20 to kick it off. Couple of men back deep to receive for the Wildcats. That is Gutierrez and Ochoa back deep to receive. As after the opening possession of the ball game, everything has gone Lovington's way except for one interception that wound up working in Lovington's favor as they get a blocked punt and then a touchdown on the next play. So other than that INT, not a lot has gone the way of the Sun Devils in this one. So Valenzuela will tee it up at his own 20 and boot it away. Lovington will have a short field to work with. Valenzuela signals it, little stutter step, comes up to the ball and boots it away. That is a high end over ender. Yes, it is. That's going to bounce all the way at the 10 and be there by Gutierrez. He'll bring it back out across the 15, gets a block to the 20, to the 25, looking for some room across the 30, 35, cuts it back at the 40, flag on the play. We've got a hold and another hold and another hold and a block in the back. There is more laundry on the field than at the laundromat And it'll be coming back to about the 20. Official was tackled by both an Espanola Valley player and one of the Wildcats. So this one will come back to about the 20-yard line on a hold. We'll see what the official says. As again, he gets up and dusts off the little blue BBs from inside the field, holding on Lovington.
Oh.
And so wipe out a good return, and it'll be Wildcat football back at around the 20-yard line.
They'll take it.
Great to have you with us today. You're on Z94 KZOR Hobbs Lovington, the Z94 KZOR app, HobbsAmerica.com, and the Lovington Sports YouTube channel. Also, thanks for being with us in northern New Mexico this afternoon on AM 950 KDCE, Espanola, Santa Fe, Los Alamos, and Taos. And KDCE.net, I believe that website. On TJ Miracle, high above Wildcat Stadium, Don Morgan patrols the blue turf of Erlacher Field. Brad Henderson running camera for HobbsAmerica.com and the Lovington Sports YouTube channel. Glad you could join us, Brad. I'm sure our viewers are glad you're joining us too, so they don't have to watch what I was doing. And of course, Evie Stuber in studio engineering and producing. So we actually had another penalty called on Espanola Valley. So they're going to march this one back from the end of the play. So it's going to wind up coming to the 35-yard line. So the holding and then an unsportsmanlike conduct targeting penalty. We wind up at the 35-yard line when it's all said and done.
Right. When you
the Wildcat
add the
35-yard
numbers
line
on those penalties together and do the plus and the minus, and here we are, 35.
So from the Wildcat 35-yard line, Lovington football just a tick under 3 minutes to go in the first half. Trips to the right side, twins to the left. Empty set in the backfield for Gomez. Espanola Valley looks like they're going to bring the blitz. Wyatt fakes the handoff, then he'll just take it himself. He crosses the 40, 45 to the 50, and will step out of bounds inside Espanola territory at the 49-yard line. That'll be a 16-yard gain and move the chains. First down, Wildcats.
Yeah, nice job. Despite some maybe effort over there to trip him up a second time. We'll see.
Give him the 48 officially, so a 17-yard pickup for Wyatt. Gives him 20 yards on 2 carries, and it'll be 1st and 10 for the Cats inside Sun Devil territory. Empty set in the backfield once again. Trips to the right, 2 to the left from the far hash mark. Wyatt waits on it, low snap, handles it, throws it, has a man out in the left flat. That is DeMarcus Thompson, makes a man miss to the 30, gets a block, 20, 15, 10, 5, put it in the end zone, 6 on the board, touchdown Wildcats, 48 yards. DeMarcus Thompson, his second touchdown catch of the game, and the route is officially on in Wildcat country.
Wow, that was beautiful, and he had to throw that in with some pressure on him. So a good job to Gomez for getting it off, and DeMarcus turning around, perfectly run, caught it, and his sticky hands are working well today, and a nice run right down the line.
Got a big block down the field,
yes,
too, from that was Anson Marquez. So now the point after to come. It's running clock territory, 36-0, and the point after is up and good. So with 2:39 remaining in the first half, it is Lovington 37, Espanola Valley nothing. Wildcat and Sun Devil playoff football continues in 30 seconds on Z94 and AM 950 KDCE. Welcome back to Wildcat football as Lovington will take it 65 yards to the house on just 2 plays. Wyatt Gomez to DeMarcus Thompson, and the point after is good. 2:39 to go in the first half. All Lovington in this one, 37-0. I'm TJ Miracle, high above Wildcat Stadium. Don Morgan patrols the blue turf at Erlacher Field. Brad Henderson runs the camera this afternoon for HobbsAmerica.com and the Lovington Sports YouTube channel. And Tiff and Evie Stuber running the 3-ring circus back at One Radio Square. So now Remy will kick it away as the high end-over-ender for Hernandez, as fielded by Parra at the 5. Brings it out across the 10 to the 15, cuts it back across the 20 to the 22-yard line. Bad scramble for it. Ball was out, but Parra gets it back, but a big hit put on by the Wildcats, and Elin Clayton once again putting on the big boom.
And I think Elin has been the senior, leader there, and he's just been great.
So now running clock territory. Lovington with all 3 timeouts if they wanted to see if they could force a 3-and-out here again on this Espanola Valley team and get this one even closer to the 50-point mercy rule. You got to think they're probably going to be content to just let it go to half. Well, Espanola Valley has not been able to get much going at all. Crew Wilder is the quarterback. They're going to bunch everybody in tight, and now they're going to go. I thought they were going to stop all 3 of them, go wishbone look in the backfield. They'll just line them up over on the right side. Wilder will take it and just take it himself. Pardon me, that's De Leon who crosses the 25 out to the 26-yard line. It'll be a pickup of 4 for De Leon. 7 carries, 8 yards for that. And Lovington will take the timeout with 98 seconds to go, and we'll just keep it right here.
Timeout.
As Lovington, I think, does want to maybe have another shot at the end zone before the end of this half, Dawn Morgan.
Well, they're here to play. Man, they just have come out and looking so good in all aspects of the game. A few criticisms here and there, but not much to complain about. And Espanola came out and looking good and ready as well. But I tell you what, the execution, offensively, defensively, on special teams, has just been so solid today for Lovington that. Espanola has just left them, I think, just get gasping for rest and trying to just regroup. They just keep trying to come out. They fight, and then they just get pushed back and beaten down a little bit. But they are still there, still fighting, still here, and we've got more football to play.
Yes, we do. 98 seconds to go first half. All Lovington in this one, 37-0. Espanola Valley will come back out. De Leon will take over as the quarterback, as they are just going to run it as much as they can as the Wildcats starting to make some noise. De Leon waits for it. He'll take it to the left side. Is hit in the backfield, gets across the line as Elin Clayton will stop him again after a pickup of about 3. And timeout taken by the Wildcats. Also coming out of the bottom of the pile for Lovington, Damian Munoz. So it'll be 3rd down and 2 officially after another 4-yard gain for De Leon. We'll just keep it right here once again. Out of the Lovington timeout, $1:25. Nope, they didn't take the timeout.
No.
And now they'll take the timeout with 1:21 to go.
Timeout, Lovington.
So Lovington is going to try and get one more possession in the half.
Plus, I think they're just chilling, trying to chill down Espanola Valley just a little bit.
Well, they got to make a stop here on 3rd down to be sure. Of course, this is game 1 of our doubleheader today from New Walmart Digital and One Radio Square Sports. Coming up at 3 o'clock this afternoon on the Unisports YouTube channel and HobbsAmerica.com. It is the 2A semifinals between the Eunice Cardinals, number 1 in Class 2A, and the 5th-seeded Tularosa Wildcats, who knocked the Jow Panthers out last week.
I tell you what, Lovington
That'll be about 3 o'clock this afternoon, by the way. Sorry, Dawn, go ahead.
No, that's fine. Lovington has had so much good work here in the first half and a lot of good runs. And behind every good run is a lot of good blocking, a lot of good blocking and leading the way. And I tell you, the line's just done a great job. But Lovington came in ready, looking like a team that's had 2 weeks off to get ready for this game.
So an important 3rd down and 2. De Leon stays as the quarterback. He'll take it left side, and he's going to bang forward out to the 35-yard line. He gets another 4 yards, and it'll be just the 2nd Espanola first down as they will move the chains. So that will probably end up the first half. Lovington gambled, but the defense couldn't make the stop.
7, Aztec 6.
So Espanola Valley coming through when they had to there and getting the yardage necessary to move the chains.
Quick update from Silver and Aztec. If I just heard Chief Bridgeforth correctly, it's 7-6 in favor of Silver at halftime of that one. Of course, the winner of that game plays the winner of this game. 1st and 10 for Espanola. De Leon left side gets another 2 or 3 yards out of it. De Leon, you could pretty much just call him Mr. Yep, they give him 4 more yards. He's got 20 yards on 10 carries, so just call him Mr. 4 yards.
He's taken a lot of punishment while he's doing it, taking some big hits by Lovington.
Yes, he has. He's carried it 10 times, and 5 of those carries have been for 4 yards. So second down and 6 for Espanola Valley. 25 seconds to go. De Leon sweeps it out to the left side, has a little room, and he'll have the first down as he's chased out of bounds on the far side by DeMarcus Thompson and Kyler Reeves. He didn't like being called Mr. 4 yards. He gets 7 that time and moved the chains. First down for Espanola.
Shouldn't that have stopped the clock when he went out of bounds?
No, we're in running clock. It only stops for timeouts and the end of quarters.
That's right, and the clock will run out.
And timeout will be taken by Espanola Valley with 1 second to go on the clock. Yeah, they need to put a second back on the clock.
1 or 2.
Yeah, Espanola Valley got the timeout taken, and they're going to say put 2 seconds back up, 3 seconds back up on the clock. So we'll just keep it right here. Of course, we've got your Bob's Thriftway Coaches Conversation coming up with Coach Gonzalez before we go into the halftime. Then we'll get your Lovington Auto Supply Napa Know-How halftime show underway right here on Z94 KZOR and KDCE AM 950 up in northern New Mexico. Appreciate them taking our feed today.
Got to watch out. A play is a play, whether it's 3 seconds on the clock or a minute.
Yeah, if you're Lovington, I think you just put maybe 3-4 guys across the front and have 2 or 3 safeties, a bunch of cornerbacks. You don't let them – yardage is fine. This is the last play of the half.
Exactly.
Just don't let them get a touchdown.
Exactly.
So Wilder will be in at the quarterback position. It'll be an empty set in the backfield. They send Purdy flying over onto the near side for a trips receiver set. Now they are going to send another man in motion. That is Amayo. As they fake it, as back to pass Wilder. Now he's pressured, and he is going to be sacked. The ball is loose. It is scooped up by DeMarcus Thompson. He's at the 10, the 5, put it in the end zone. Scoop, sack, score, touchdown Wildcats, 42-0. Wow.
A play is a play, even when it turns into a fumble, a recovery, and a touchdown.
The strip sack scored in the quarter, 43-zip. With the point after to come, Lovington is in command.
Wow.
Holy cow.
Yeah, a little strategy to make sure they had that 3 seconds, and another play kind of backfired there.
Yes, it did. The strip sack fumble is on the far sideline. Coach Talon Wilder just shakes his head in disbelief. So now Lovington, if with the point after, can be a touchdown away from ending this ball game early. On to attempt the extra point will be Caleb Aranda. Credit the sack to Jaden Bosquez and Valente Herrera. Low snap, it is handled, and the kick is up, and Aranda bangs it through. We head to halftime. Lovington 45, Espanola Valley yet to get on the board. As it'll be interesting to see what Coach Anthony Gonzalez has to say. Their Bob's Thriftway Coaches Conversation. Don, I don't think he could have scripted this one any better. So Coach G coming off the sidelines, and he's having a word with his offensive staff, who have done a masterful job here today. The defensive staff has here too. Now Coach G is going to touch down his headset. Of course, we got your Lovington Auto Supply Napa Know-How halftime show in just a couple of minutes. So Coach G heading over towards Don Morgan for our Bob's Thriftway Coaches Conversation.
I don't think I've ever had a happier halftime chat with you. We haven't had it yet, but just to start it, come on, 44-0 on the board. I mean, I have nothing negative to point out except an INT.
Yeah, I mean, just kids are playing unbelievably hard right now. We've challenged them for 2 weeks now. We kind of knew that it was going to be them, and really, really good at running the football, and our kids have stepped up and done a great job on defense, stopping the run, and then offensively putting some things together. You know, I think Wyatt threw that ball up in the air. He's going to make up for that one, but right now we're playing unbelievably hard, fast, and now we got to finish that way too.
Finish, and good luck.
Yes, ma'am. Finish better than them. Yes, ma'am.
Exactly.
All right, Don Morgan with Coach G, our Bob's Thriftway Coaches Conversation. Always appreciate Coach Gonzalez speaking with us. So we are getting ready for your Lovington Auto Supply Napa Know-How halftime show. Lovington in command of this 4A quarterfinal matchup, 44-0. We're back in 3 minutes right here on Z94 KZOR and on 950 KDCE. And welcome to your Lovington Auto Supply Napa Know-How halftime show from Lovington Auto Supply, 217 West Avenue D in Lovington. When you need the Napa Know-How for your vehicle, and you know you're going to, get it from the good folks at Lovington Auto Supply, 217 West Avenue D in Lovington. Lovington Auto Supply and Napa, get up and go. I'm TJ Miracle. Dawn Morgan patrols the blue turf at Erlacher Field. Brad Henderson running the camera on HobbsAmerica.com, and Tiffany Evie Stuber back running the three-ring circus that is One Radio Square. And we appreciate having our folks, our friends up in northern New Mexico and KDCE with us this afternoon too. So let's take a look at the numbers in the first half of this one. All Lovington 44-0, and I think the numbers pretty much bear that one out. Quarterback Crew Wilder goes 3 of 5 in the air for just 26 yards in the first half. 2 of those completions to Coffeen. He's got 13 yards. Victor Parra, 1 catch for 13 yards, and that gets you to your 26. Now on the ground, it has been rough going for the Sun Devils as Adric DeLeon leads the way. He's got 11 carries for 27 yards. Cuevas on just 2 carries, 5 yards. He's the only other one in positive territory. Jack Purdy, who's one of their about 4-headed monsters at running back, 3 carries, -1 yard. And Crew Wilder has had all kinds of heck. He's got 4 carries for -27 yards. He was sacked 3 times in that first half, including that fumble that got scooped and returned for the touchdown by DeMarcus Thompson. So if you're keeping up at home, 26 through the air, just 5 net on the ground, 31 total yards for Espanola Valley in that first half. They were whistled 3 times for 20 yards in the penalty department and got 3 first downs in the first half, and obviously no score on the board. Turning the page for your Lovington Wildcats, Wyatt Gomez goes 7 of 12 for 148 yards, 3 touchdowns, and 1 interception in that first half. Leading receiver DeMarcus Thompson, 2 catches, 75 yards, and both of those catches went for scores. The other receiving touchdown went to Cesar Gonzalez, a 6-yarder. He's got 3 catches for 21 yards. Zay Betancourt with a catch for 33 yards. Anson Marquez with a catch for 19 yards. Lovington has had a little bit of trouble on the ground too. Haven't probably established the ground game quite like they wanted to. Leading rusher right now is Alec Olguin. He's got 4 carries for 21 yards, including a 7-yard touchdown run. Wyatt Gomez is next on the list, 2 carries, 20 yards. Actually, I lied. DeMarcus Thompson is the leading rusher, 2 carries, 25 yards. Cameron Ochoa, 5 carries for 15 yards, and Elijah Rivero, 2 carries, 9 yards, including a 3-yard touchdown pitch on an end around. So for Lovington, 148 through the air, 90 on the ground, 238 total yards in the first half. Lovington was only whistled 1 time for 5 yards in that first half, so 1 penalty, 5 yards. They got 9 first downs in that first half and scored 21 in the first and 23 in the second. That's how they get to their 44 on the board, and that included a big safety that got them an additional 2 points on the board, Dawn Morgan. So as we move on through it, your Lovington Auto Supply Napa Know-How keys to the second half.
I think Lovington's just going to come out. They're going to, defense is going to be on right away. They're going to want to do exactly what they've been doing the first half and just contain Espanola, try to keep them from getting a score, because Lovington wants to keep the clock running and just, try to shorten this game as much as possible. So defense is going to want to try to contain them, get the ball back into the offense's hands, and just try to finish this game up as quickly as they can. They certainly don't want to open the door and let in Espanola Valley, comeback start to happen at all. I mean, I think Espanola Valley is going to come out. They're going to feel like they've got the ball. They want to make a score or two, if they can. And Lovington's just going to want to try to continue to contain and dominate and finish. Well, and that's what the coach said, basically, and that's what they need to do.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right, is dominate and finish. One thing I think you will see, keys to the second half if you're Lovington, just do exactly what you've been doing in all 3 phases of the football game. I think Coach D will probably have his starters out there for the first series of the second half, both offensively and defensively. Lovington will start on defense, and if they can score on that first possession, great. That'll be game over. If not, then he can get his starters out, let them rest, and not risk an injury, and put some of his younger players out there to get some playoff experience in case there happen to be needed next week. So, I mean, Lovington can make this a 50-point skunking on the first possession, but after that I think it will be the subs that go in to the ball game. As again, I think you're right, Lovington doesn't want to let Espanola Valley up off the mat. Of course, Espanola Valley is going to do everything they can to get back up off the mat, and if you're Espanola Valley, I don't know what you're going to have to do. Frankly, Lovington is just out physicaling you, if that's even a word. They're out muscling you. And Lovington's athleticism is just so far in that first half been too much for the Sun Devils. And so Lovington going to come out and continue to try and assert their will, I think is what I'm trying to say.
Right, but I think you make a good point about this. I think the coach is going to think, okay, if we need to go into a second series here, let's get some of our younger players some not just game experience but playoff experience, and it is important as Lovington wants to move on and probably will do that. But they also want to keep they want to keep their firing power healthy, and in order to play again. So you balance all of those wants and needs together, and we'll see what they come up with. But I think what you said is probably the game plan. Come out starters in that first series. Lovington wants to try to put it away and just get another score. Try to keep Espanola Valley from scoring. Try to keep the running clock, and they're just going to want to try to do that quick as they can.
Yeah, of course, the winner of this game will move on to take on the winner of Aztec and Silver next week. I would almost put money on that being a Saturday game, although you never really know. If it's Aztec, I'm almost positive it'll be Saturday. With Silver, yeah, maybe not. But the winner of that one will take on the winner of this one. If it is against Silver, that game would be here at Wildcat Stadium next week, either Friday or Saturday. And I'll have to double check, but I believe if that game winds up being against Aztec, we would have to go up to Aztec and basically, take the trip up to Colorado for that
way.
one. That is a very long way up
and,
there.
We have seen Silver fairly recently.
We've played them every year for the last, I think, 4 years in the playoffs.
Yeah, I don't mean we've seen them as on the field. We have seen them choose. That's what I was getting to. We have seen them when faced with, hey, do you guys want to play Friday or Saturday? You can choose either. We have seen them choose a Friday night game over Saturday, and that's, I think that's what you were getting at a minute ago, is that it could go either way against Silver, because they may come to an agreement, and I don't know. I think faced with that, I think Lovington has shown twice this season now that they can and will and like playing on a Saturday afternoon and come away with big W's. But I think that they also like keeping their regular rhythm, their game time on Friday night at 7. So it could be interesting. There are a lot of factors that come into play before we even get to that. There's a lot of ifs going on here.
We've got a lot of way to go before we get there. Of course, we will have those games for you here on Z94 KZOR, Lovington Sports YouTube channel, HobbsAmerica.com, and video. We have to get approval from the NMAA on that each and every week before we're allowed to do it, if their preferred provider is going to do that game or not. We have purchased the rights to the games that their other provider does not do, and if that game is in Aztec, of course, you add an extra layer into that with Aztec having to get involved with the video rights too. But we will have the game for you next week wherever it is, and we will have it on all of the platforms that you're used to. But video will be pending on that. So 44-0 is our score here at halftime, as the Lovington Wildcats dominating the Espanola Valley Sun Devils here in this NMAA 2023 for a quarterfinal matchup, as Espanola Valley has come back out onto the field. Lovington is yet to come out of the Erlacher Training Center and multi-purpose facility, but we'll take a timeout as we wrap up your Lovington Auto Supply Napa Know-How halftime show from Lovington Auto Supply, 217 West Avenue D in Lovington. When you need the Napa Know-How for your car, get it from the good folks at Lovington Auto Supply. Lovington Auto Supply in Napa, get up and go. And we're back in 3 minutes for the second half. Wildcat and Sun Devil playoff football continues on Z94 KZOR and on 950 AM KDCE. Welcome back to Lovington and Espanola Valley football here on Z94 KZOR and on KDCE AM 950. TJ Miracle high above Wildcat Stadium. Don Morgan patrols the famous blue turf of Brian Urlacher Field. Brad Henderson running the camera for HobbsAmerica.com and the Lovington Sports YouTube channel. Video today under rights granted by New Mexico Activities Association and purchased by New Walmart Digital and One Radio Square and KZOR Sports, and with permission of the Lovington Municipal Schools. We're also today on AM 950 KDCE up in northern New Mexico. We appreciate our friends up there tuning in as we get ready for the second half of this one. All Lovington 44-0. In this 4A quarterfinal matchup, winner moves on to play the winner of Aztec and Silver next Friday or Saturday, place depending on who owes whom. So it'll be Espanola Valley football to start the second of action. So Lovington going to kick it away, and we will be in a running clock situation because it is more than a 35-point lead, of course, in New Mexico. 35 points at any point in the game. It's running clock except for timeouts, changes of possession, and changes of quarter. And at 50, if any team ever gets up by 50 or more, the game would be over. Lovington getting close to that now as Remy Hernandez will tee it up at the 40, and he will send it to the north side of the stadium. A high end over ender, drifting back and fielding that one for the Sun Devils at the 5, bringing it out to the 10, cutting it back across the 15, and slipping down was number 20, and I don't have a number 20 on the roster. Or was that number 28, Michael Galvan, on the return? So bringing it out to right at the 20-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Sun Devils. Just underway here in the third quarter. All Lovington in this one. It'll be Crew Wilder back out to run the offense. Empty set in the backfield. He's going to send 4 receivers to the right side this time as well. They reset that ball all the way back at the 16-yard line. I thought he got a little further than that. And I guess they're going to say his knee went down back at the 16. So from the 16-yard line, 5 receivers set, 4 a quad receiver look to the right side, single receiver to the left. Espanola Valley moving from the north to the south. That's left to right. Wilder with it, throws it into the flat, has a man as Coffeen gets out of one tackle, cuts it back across, gets out of another tackle, but can't get out of the third one as Kyler Reeves on him and will bring him down. It's a completion, but it's all the way back to the 4-yard line. It is a negative 12-yard completion. Ouch! If you're Espanola Valley, that's not what you wanted to see at all.
No, going the wrong way. But they've got folks coming in right now.
And so it'll be 2nd down and 22 from back at the 4-yard line. As you got to think Lovington might be thinking about bringing the house here again as they bring Cuevas in as an extra blocking back. As heading up under center is Wilder. He'll take it, he'll hand it off, coming to the left side and nowhere to go as back to the original line of scrimmage and nowhere to run was De Leon as he's going to get back to the line of scrimmage. Actually, they're going to give him a couple of yards on the play. But it is 3rd down and 19 for Espanola Valley.
Patrick Sanchez, Alec O'Gean, Cameron Ochoa in on that stop right there.
So Lovington is looking to just keep the ears pinned back. They're going to show blitz, just 3 men across the front. Now they're going to shift everybody over to the right side. They try and read this one off. Wilder up under center, split backs in the backfield with him. He'll take it, he will pitch it. De Leon on the runaround on the sweep, and he is going to be knifed down at the line. Good pursuit by Cesar Gonzalez on the far side. 1-yard gain for De Leon, and it'll be 4th down and 18, punt time for Espanola Valley.
Yeah, terrific defense by Lovington there. Espanola Valley was just struggling to get out of the shadow of their own end zone on this possession and could not do that.
Completed a pass, but it was for negative 12 yards as Coffeen trying to make something happen. Lovington just staying at home and staying right with him. So another punt attempt now for Andres Valenzuela. Gutierrez, that's Jaden, back at his own 45-yard line.
We've had one block punt already in this game by Lovington.
Yes, we have, as whistles sound as Espanola Valley going to take the timeout. They want to talk about it. We'll just keep it right here and say a big thank you to the good folks who make Wildcat playoff football possible on Z94, KZOR, and HobbsAmerica.com. Of course, if you're watching, you see them there at the bottom of your screen. We appreciate them. That includes the Lovington Schools, Lovington Auto Supply, Bob's Thriftway, Man Welding, Stone Oilfield Services, and Eastern New Mexico University, enmu.edu. Don't forget Eastern New Mexico University enrolling for spring 2024 right now. Wildcat football also brought to you by IPS Incorporated, R360 Norley Hospital, Lasco Construction, Eunice Pump and Supply, and New Mexico Junior College. And our friends at KDCE, I know they appreciate their sponsors and supporters as well up in the Espanola Valley. So out of the Espanola timeout, it is 4th down and 18. Valenzuela to punt it away for the Sun Devils. Lovington is coming after this one again. Gutierrez is back to receive it from 5 yards deep in his own end zone, and a flinch on the line for Espanola Valley as E.J. Martinez over on that right side of the line. So it goes to 4th down and 23 now. Ouch, 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 and that will pin Valenzuela. He will have his heels on the back of the end zone now. And that'll move Gutierrez up to about the 40. Lovington going to come after this one with everything they've got. Low snap. Valenzuela handles it. He goes left side, and it is the second safety of the ball game. Kyler Reeves once again will pull his second safety of the ball game and makes it 46-0 in favor of the Wildcats with the free kick to come. Everything going the way of the Cats.
As Lovington was able just to bleed all over that line right away, and Kyler was just the quickest to get across and right to them and take him down.
So the Wildcat D and special teams comes up big once again, so it'll be a free kick for Espanola Valley from their own 20-yard line. So Lovington, with a touchdown on this drive, would end this ball game. Of course, with the change of possession, the clock stops. 8:39 remaining in the game. I don't remember the last time I saw two safeties for one team in the same game. I know I've seen it. I just don't remember when.
Right. It's I don't think we've ever called a game. I know not together where we've had two safeties in one game. So it's pretty amazing. 8:39 left in the third quarter. It certainly could turn out to be a lot less than that, of course.
Well, it certainly could. So the extra safeties in the ball game tacking on additional points for Lovington. So now Valenzuela going to tee it up again. He's probably going to be pretty happy that he's not going to be under pressure from Lovington coming after him. So he'll tee it up at the 20 and kick it into the cool but sunny afternoon air here in Lee County. Couple of Cats back deep to receive. That is Gutierrez and Ochoa. Valenzuela to it, will kick it away, a high end over ender as Cameron will take it at the 20. Brings it across the 25 to the 30, 35, cuts it back, makes a man miss. That's Gutierrez to the 50, into Sun Devil territory, and finally spun down at the 46-yard line by Matthew Martinez, but another good return for Jaden Gutierrez, and it sets the Wildcat O up in good position for what could very well be the penultimate drive of the ball game.
Wow. Again, Lovington just executing so well, and it's, you know, Espanola is out there. They're not rolling over by any means, you know, but Lovington has just been so dominant. It's just, I think they've just been unstoppable. Just a big blue train, just big full head of steam, unstoppable this afternoon.
Lovington will send a single receiver to the right, trips to the left. It's Thompson by himself to the right. Gomez still in the ballgame. He'll hand it on the sweep to Cameron Ochoa. He's got some room and a push as he crosses the 40 down to about the 36-yard line. It'll be a 9-yard pickup for Cameron Ochoa, and it'll be 2nd down and 1 as the Wildcat faithful underneath us making noise. They can feel that this game may be ending early. 46-0 is the score. I'm TJ Miracle. Dawn Morgan patrolling field side. Brad Henderson running the camera tonight. And Evie Stuber and Tiff Stuber in studio engineering and producing. 2nd down and 1. Trips to the right. Single receiver to the left. Good snap. Fake the handoff. Wyatt back to pass. Out of the flat. That's to Cesar Gonzalez. He's to the 30. Cuts it back to the 20. And run out of bounds. Actually at the 22-yard line by Coffeen. It'll be a pickup of 15 to Cesar Gonzalez, and flags on the play back at the line of scrimmage. This one's coming back on a hold. So we'll see for sure, but yeah, I've got to think this is going to be a hold. Lovington's acting like it's a hold. That one was a little bit of an oopsie for Lovington.
Lovington's had very few penalties, right?
Yeah, just one.
Yeah, this is it. Okay.
Yeah, they had one. They had a false start in the first half, and
right,
they're going to pick it up, and they are going to wave it off. So it is a 15-yarder and move the chains.
Wow.
First down, Wildcats.
Woo.
Wow. I thought I saw a hold out there, but so did the side judge, but the head official said, nope, you didn't. So it'll be a 15-yard gain and move the chains. 10th first down for Lovington.
Right.
They're knocking on the door of the Devon Energy red zone with 6 minutes remaining in the third quarter. Lovington looking to end this one early on the mercy rule. Twins left, twins right. Single back in the backfield is Ochoa. Good snap, Wyatt with it. Now he's going to be flushed. Rushes up the middle, cuts it back. He's across the 20 to the 15, and the ball is out, and it'll go out of bounds up at the 10-yard line. And it'll stay Lovington ball because it was never in the possession of Espanola Valley. That one was dangerous. They're going to say he went down at the 13-yard line, so it'll be 9 yards on the keeper for Wyatt, and it'll be 2nd and 1 for Lovington.
It was Tamayo who brought him down.
So Lovington knocking on the door once again and getting a break as that one bounced out of bounds. Actually, they're saying his knee went down before it went out. So Lovington getting a break there. 2nd down and 1 from the 12-yard line. From the pistol, pitch it to Ochoa, sweeping to the right side, looking for some room and nowhere to go. He's back down around the 15 as good chase made by Jorge Rodriguez. And also on that other side, Victor Pata. It'll be a 2-yard loss for Cameron.
I tell you what, Espanola looks like they are bound and determined to try to do everything they can, everything on every play to try to keep Lovington out of the end zone and ending this game early. That's what it looks like to me. They are really trying to get tough and bring themselves together as much as they can and focus.
Yeah, they want to keep fighting. They want to get a full quarters in, and you don't blame them for that.
You bet.
So on a 3rd down and 3, Wildcats at the Sun Devil 15. Twins left, Twins right. Wyatt with it, steps up, goes right side, and Zadrick Betancourt getting held all over, and that'll be defensive pass interference on the Sun Devils. Is just having to hang on is a Sun Devil who goes down, and he is not feeling good, as that is Pata, who's had a whale of a game, even though the scoreboard doesn't show it, but that'll be half the distance to the goal. It'll be an automatic 1st down for the Wildcats, and that should take them up to about the 7-yard line on the defensive pass interference as Pata hanging all over Zadrick Betancourt. Well, let's see. They should take them all the way down. Yep, half the distance to the goal, so winds up being about a 7-8 yard penalty. And it'll be 1st and goal for the Wildcats from the 7-yard line. 3.5 minutes to go. Of course, these things move very quick in a running clock. Where Lovington is. As Lovington looks to put the exclamation point on this one. From 1st and goal at the 7. Trips left, single receiver to the right. Ochoa in the backfield with Gomez. Wyatt back to pass. Now he's going to be flushed. Runs into one of his own linemen. Comes near side. Pump fake left. Looks back right. Throws it across the middle. And that one tipped at the line and almost picked off. Trying to get Betancourt coming across the middle. Cody Coffeen had a shot at that one and tipped it up in the air. Incomplete. It'll be 2nd and goal now from the 7-yard line. So Lovington's dangerous pass, but Wyatt had time and got a chance to look at it. As the secondary for Espanola Valley has managed to jump that little crossing route at the goal line a couple of times now. That's how they got their interception earlier in the game.
I was watching the left side of the end zone thinking he was going to take it there when he surprised me and went over to the right.
Split backs in the backfield and a 3-receiver set. Wyatt with it, fakes the handoff, takes it himself. He's to the 5, to the 3, and into the end zone. 6 on the board. Victory, Wildcats. Wyatt Gomez takes it in from 7 yards out, and 52-0 is the final score. The Wildcats will be back in the 4A semifinal game for the 5th consecutive year, or is it 4th consecutive year? Whatever it is, they win this one 52-0 over Espanola Valley. We will take a 3-minute timeout and come back with your Devon Energy postgame show as Wildcat football and Sun Devil football continue in a moment here on the Lovington Sports YouTube channel, HobbsAmerica.com, Z94 KZOR, and AM 950 KDCE. Back in 3 minutes. And welcome to your Devon Energy postgame show here on Z94 KZOR and AM 950 KDCE. All Lovington in this 4A quarterfinal matchup against Espanola, 52-0. Our final score. I'm TJ Miracle, high above Wildcat Stadium. Don Morgan patrols Brian Urlacher Field. Of your Bob Thriftway coaches conversation in a moment. Quick look at the final numbers of this one for Crew Wilder for Espanola Valley. He goes 4 of 6, only 14 yards through the air. No touchdowns, no interceptions. Obviously, his leading receiver, Victor Parra, 1 catch for 13 yards. On the ground, Espanola Valley didn't have much going their way either, as they only managed 7 yards net. Adric De Leon with 30 yards was their leading rusher, but pretty much everybody else in negative territory. 14 yards through the air, 7 on the ground, just 21 total yards in this quarterfinal game for Espanola Valley. They were flagged 5 times for 35 yards, had 3 first downs in the game, and obviously no score. For your Lovington Wildcats, Wyatt Gomez finishes up the night 8 of 14, 163 yards, 3 touchdowns, and 1 interception. 2 of those touchdowns coming to DeMarcus Thompson. He was the leading receiver with 75 yards. Cesar Gonzalez with a touchdown and 4 catches for 36 yards. Adric Bedencourt, 1 catch, 33 yards, and Ensign Marquez with a catch for 19 yards. Leading rusher was actually Wyatt Gomez. He didn't ever run the ball. He finishes up 4 carries, 36 yards, including the 7-yard touchdown run that capped it off. 21 yards for Alec Olguin and a touchdown, 22 yards for Cameron Ochoa. Marcus Thompson with 2 rushes, 25 yards, and Elijah Rivero 2 runs for 9 yards. 276 total yards for the Wildcats, as Don Morgan with our Bob Thriftway coaches conversation.
Congratulations, Coach, to you, your staff, the team. Incredible. You just told your team in the huddle that they beat Espanola Valley because of what?
Because they out-prepared them. You know, it's one of the things, I enjoy the bye week. I think it's good coming into the playoffs. It's just a little bit different when it's right in the middle of the season. When it's right there in the middle of the season, especially for us in that non-district schedule, it was huge for us then, and we were able to be healthy and get recovered. But that first district game, we came out and started slow. And so that's kind of been our message for the past 2 weeks, and it's hard for them because that's 2 weeks they want to play. And so I was really, really proud of how they responded to that challenge, coming out, starting fast in all 3 phases of the game, and they out-prepared them. You know, we talked about it for 2 weeks now, how good they are at running the football, and to be able to take that away from them, I'm really, really proud of our defensive kids.
Excellent. Next step, and we don't know, guys, I'm going to check. Do we have an outcome on the Silver Aztec game yet?
Not yet. It's still going on.
Not yet. It is still going on. So, that said, what do you do at this point to prepare? What are you thinking before you know the outcome of that game?
Well, I got to make sure, because this is coming from my wife, I've got to make sure and enjoy this moment right here.
Yes.
Because every time I go and give her a hug after the game is over with, she can tell I'm already thinking about the next one. So I promised her that I would enjoy this one. But as soon as we figure out who we got, you know, obviously for us, hoping that it's silver, because then it'll be a home semifinal game.
Right.
But irregardless, it doesn't matter. You know, our kids are focused, they're dialed in, and they're just ready to go take that next step.
If it is silver, do you have a preference? Would you like to play it Friday night or Saturday?
I'd like to play it Saturday, just because we're on the schedule we are right now. Okay. We're real big into routine, and so that's the big thing for us, is we just don't like getting out of routine. So if we can keep it Saturday, then we will.
Awesome. Cesar Gonzalez coming over, giving Coach a big hug. Well, everybody firing on all cylinders. The execution was top in every aspect of the game today, every way.
Yeah, I'm really, really proud of our kids. Again, coming down to the way that they prepared for this football game. And you could see it last night. There was a lot of quarterfinal games last night where the underdog came in and hung around, and that's not what we wanted to do. We wanted to come out here and show what kind of team that we are. The kids, you know, took that to heart and came out here and did that. So that's a direct reflection of our kids and our coaching staff, getting them prepared to play.
What do you say about Espanola Valley making this long trip and being here today?
You know, it's tough. You know, we've had to make long trips before too, but I tell you, you know, with that football team right there, since the time that I've been here in Lovington, they haven't had a whole lot of success with the football program. And so, you know, what they're doing right now, winning a district championship, they're taking big steps in that program right now, and it's a direct reflection of how they're working in the offseason. There's a lot of kids over there that I remember from the state powerlifting meet, and one of their running backs is the state powerlifting champion, and so they're doing the right things to get there. and they came down here and gave us the very best that they had, and so they had a great season. I mean, the best season that they've had, won a playoff game last week, so they're doing the right things with that program right now.
But the season that you guys have had?
Yes, yeah, it's pretty special.
Keep
it going.
Keep it going, keep it going. Couldn't
Yes.
have said it better. All right, good luck next week.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Thank you,
you.
Coach.
All right, thank you very much, Don Morgan, with Coach Anthony Gonzalez in our Bob's Thriftway Coaches Conversation. As you heard Coach talk about it, out-prepared the opponent and just absolute domination today as the 52-0 final in this one with a strip sack fumble, 2 safeties. Lovington winning the turnover battle 3-0, make that 4-0 at the end of this one. And just an absolute fantastic game for the Wildcats. So are we playing silver or are we playing Aztec? I don't know. Apparently that game is still going on. So we'll find out about that later on this afternoon. And, of course, wherever we happen to be next week, whether it's in Aztec or right back here against Silver, we'll have this game for you on the Lovington Sports YouTube, HobbsAmerica.com, and Z94 KZOR. Of course, video will be pending on any of that, but no matter what, we will have the audio and the radio broadcast for you. And, you know, you heard Coach Gonzalez give his props to Coach Wilder and his Espanola Valley Sun Devils as a great season for them. They'll finish up at 8-4 on the year, but they won a district championship, and, you know, hats off to them getting the number 7 seed, but a district champion. So a championship season for Espanola Valley and their coaches and players. And with that, my friends, we will put a wrap on this one as just too much big blue for the big red as Lovington defeating Espanola Valley today. Our final again, Lovington 52, Espanola Valley 0. For Tiff and Evie Stuber back in studio engineering and producing, for Brad Henderson running the camera, for Dawn Morgan Fieldside, I'm TJ Miracle saying so long from Lovington, New Mexico. The Wildcats victorious. This has been an exclusive presentation of No Allmark Digital and One Radio Square Sports video rights granted by the New Mexico Activities Association and purchased by New Allmark Broadcasting and One Radio Square with the consent of the Lovington Municipal Schools on Z94 KZOR, AM 950 KDCE, HobbsAmerica.com, and the Lovington Sports YouTube channel. Have a great rest of your weekend and thank a veteran on this Veterans Day. Good afternoon, everyone.